I'm Passion and I'm back with another video. Okay, so for those of you who, very few of you probably, have been reading my blog and have seen my other few videos or whatever, you will know that I am in Scotland right now. And I've been here since January. It's going on May. And I will be leaving very soon. Very soon. So right now I'm doing the very thing I told you guys not to do, which is procrastinating. But I'm trying to get myself back into a good mood right now. I haven't been having the best month, I guess you could say, which is weird because this is supposed to be spring break. Yes, you get a whole month of spring break here in Scotland. Yay. Wonderful. But actually, it hasn't been the best month for me. I've been going through some personal things, emotional things. That's part of what I wanted to talk about today. But I want to talk about something really exciting first. I'm in Scotland and it's spring break and I'm studying, kind of, for my finals. I'm going to get back into it, I promise. And after my finals, I'm going to Paris. So excited. Every girl's dream to go to Paris. Yes, I will be trying to buy shoes and bags. If I don't, like, what kind of girl would I be? So, that's my big exciting moment for next month. I'm also going to see Wicked. I've never seen it, and like it's a big Broadway thing, but I haven't seen it yet. So I'm going to be experiencing Wicked for the first time, and it's going to be the Scottish version of Wicked, if you could even call it that. There's probably going to be Scottish actors doing it. That's why I'm saying that. But I'm excited for that too. Also, I got 2 scholarships for my time in China for my second semester abroad for my major. So I'm really looking forward to all of these things that I have coming, despite all of the hard things that I've been dealing with. So yeah, also I will be trying to update my blog as soon as possible. If you've been reading it, you know that I just put up a few poems. It's just some things, how I'm feeling, I'm trying to get back into writing too. So alright, it's time to get into the video. I'm actually kind of nervous because I've never talked about this before to anybody that wasn't involved. So I just want to put this out there, make it known, because it's something that we don't talk about. It's something that we probably should talk about, especially the people who go through it every day of their lives, are still working on it, fighting through it. So recently, I've just gone through a breakup, very painful breakup. All of you first lovers out there, you know about that. And it was really hard on me. I wasn't in the best mindset before it happened, and I was trying to work on myself before that. Just actually a few days before it happened, I was trying to express that I was going to work on myself and work on making myself feel happier. Because if you've been reading my blog, that you know I suffer through depression, and it's something that I'm working on, and it's something that affects my daily living. So I expressed to my ex that I was going to be trying to work on that and a lot of the other character flaws, as some might call them, that I needed to work on. And a couple of days later, I was broken up with. So that was painful, something I'm still going through. And it's hard because, you know, we're still friends. We were friends before and we're still friends now. It's just a little bit difficult, especially when they move on so quickly. I've been up and down lately. I've been really just trying to wrap my head around what is life right now, as most 20-year-olds and 21-year-olds are doing. But, you know, I'm not trying to say that everybody's struggle isn't as deep as mine, but when you're going through different things, it just feels heavier, from when you're personally dealing with something. So it's been leading me to a lot of feeling of hopelessness and feeling alone, and like I have nothing or no one, despite all those happy things I just described. It's 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 really hard. Depression doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care that you're rich or that you're happy with like certain achievements. It's something that despite any positivity in your life, you can still feel like you have nothing and no one. So I've been feeling like that a lot lately this week. It hasn't helped that I've been able to talk to people the way I need to, the way I would want to, and that I'm so far away. And there's like this 5 hour time gap and working around schedules. Like, it hasn't made it any easier. And quite honestly, I would say that if I was home, I wouldn't have been going through what I'm going through now. So without further ado, we're going to talk about the issue at hand. So if you're still here after my rant, thank you. And don't run away after I express what I'm going to say, because it's a very serious issue. So I want to talk to you all about suicide, suicidal thoughts, suicidal actions, dealing with it, coping, support, and just any other things. There's Captain Knuckles. Any other things that relate to that topic. So for me, I have been having some suicidal thoughts for the past couple of months, maybe 2-3 months. I was fine for the first month that I got here. And they say that when you go abroad, you have this up and down type of, it's like you're excited and then you're happy, and then you have like this down period where you're homesick and you don't want to do anything, you don't want to go out, you miss your family, and then you're up again to be going home, and you're happy, and then you're down again because it's just like, oh, now you're back, and it's like this wavy type of thing going on. Well, for when you're depressed, I'm not saying this is for everybody, but this is how I felt. When you're depressed, that down period is kind of like extended. Alright, so typically a down period for homesickness, it would be like happy, happy, down, down, a little bit of sadness, homesickness, and then like you're going back up, you're getting excited about being there. For me, combined with my depression, it's like happy, 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 oh, this is fun, I can't talk to the person I love, I can't talk to my mom, I can't talk to anybody, the time gap, hopelessness, 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 and it just keeps going. And it's really hard to get out of that when you can't talk to people. And being me, I don't like to talk to strangers that often about personal things like this. So you don't realize that you should be using the resources available to you if they are available to you. You don't think about coming out of it. You don't think about the present moment. You're stuck in like this pit of your own emotions, your own sadness, your own loneliness, and it's just hard to climb out. So that's how it was for me from from February to March, I guess. And then a little bit this month as I've been working through. This month has been its own little wavy thing within the depression period as I've been trying to work on it and forcibly pull myself out of the pit, because I realize that I don't have anybody here with me to talk to. I don't have anybody that I can call at 5 o'clock p.m. because 5 o'clock is like 12:30 and they're like at work or in class or doing something or other. It's not the same time as here where it's like 5 o'clock, quitting time, people are going home. And it took me a long time to realize that, and I think that is a part of what cost me my relationship, because quite honestly, being depressed and being suicidal, that puts a lot of pressure on your partner. And even if you don't mean to be that way and you probably can't help it, they still feel it. And you know, when you're in a relationship, you don't want to be feeling like a baby. Like, you don't want to feel like dependent on another person like that. Not in that way. You want that stable, happy relationship where you fight about stupid things like whose turn it is to do the dishes. Not, you tried to kill yourself and I can't live like this anymore, you know? That's not what they said to me, but I'm just trying to give an example. So I've really been dealing with that type of thing, and I will say that it wasn't just suicidal thoughts. I did attempt 3 times and I failed. And I'm not saying like that's a terrible thing that I failed. Just like, how do you fail? But no. Don't listen to that. It's a good thing that I wasn't successful, because when you're in that frame of mind, you don't think rationally at all. You don't say things rationally. You're in your own pit. You're wallowing in your own sadness. And you don't think about people that will or won't miss you. Most likely will. And you don't think about who you're hurting in the process, even though if you think the way I did, that you think it's for the better, or you think that nobody cares about you. You think it's going to be a good thing that you're gone. You don't think about how in actuality what you see is not the truth. People actually care about you and they want you around and they want you to stay and they want you living. But when you're sad and you're depressed and you're suicidal, you don't think about that. So I just want to bring to the light the type of things that go through some people's minds when they're suicidal. And I just want anybody out there who's looking, who's not like that, but who's maybe dealing with somebody who's suicidal, or who's in love with somebody who's suicidal, whose loved one is suicidal or has attempted, that you can't compare your life to theirs. Because first of all, they're not even rational right now. Okay, they don't see like all of the good things that they have. They're sad, they're depressed, they don't feel like they have anything. You shouldn't say, well, you're doing this and you're traveling and you have all this money and all your friends love you and they're always around you. Like, they don't see that right now. You can't tell them that. You should be telling them that you understand that they feel sad. Tell them that you're here for them to talk anytime they need it. And mean it when you say it. Because if you don't mean it, don't say it. Because they will look for you to be there. They will expect you to be there when they need you to talk to them. If you're suicidal, talk to somebody who you can trust. Talk to somebody, even if you just keep rambling and saying the same thing over. If they love you, they will listen to it over and over again. Okay? They don't care if you said you hate the world 27,000 times. If they love you, they will listen to you. They will comfort you. They'll nod. They'll say, I understand. They'll tell you it's okay. They'll tell you they're there for you, and it will get better. If you're in the same country, unfortunately I was not, they will hug you. And they will hold you. And they will rock you to sleep if you cry. At least I hope they will. That's nice. Also, give yourself 24 hours before you attempt suicide. Give yourself that day to rethink it and think it over and think it over and talk to somebody and keep thinking. Make a list of all the things that you'll miss when you die, all the people. List all the plans that you have, that you've already made. Think of all the goals that you want to accomplish. And just think about the people that you feel might be hurt if you left. Even if you think there's no one at all. Just think really long and hard if there's even remotely one person, even if it's your dog. Think of how your dog would feel if you left and never came back. Your dog would be sad. Do you want your dog to be sad? You don't want your dog to be sad. I wouldn't want my dog to be sad. I'm not allowed to have a dog, but if I did, I wouldn't want my dog to be sad. Now, it might sound a little hypocritical because I already said I tried it 3 times. But like I said, it's been a up and down period for me this month. Not overall, it's been an up and down period, but just this month, there's been so many ups and downs that I feel like I've lived my life 3 times. So I'm encouraging you to do something for yourself to make you feel happy. Don't feel like you need someone to make you happy. Don't feel like you have to rely on somebody, because that's my mistake, where somebody says that they'll be there for me and I feel like I have to rely on them, when I should be learning to rely on myself more. I should be learning to pick myself up and help myself get out of that pit of depression and sadness and that feeling of nothingness and hopelessness. I can't always rely on somebody, neither can you. You can't always rely on somebody. You have to learn to catch those thoughts when they start to appear, and tell yourself, no, you're not going to feel this way. You're not going to feel bad about yourself. You're not going to hate yourself, at least not today. And there's something that I've been trying to say to myself more often. And you say your name, and then you say these few words, and it helps if you do it in the mirror and smile. Smile when you say it. Smile convincingly, though. Don't do like one of those kid smiles where you're not sure how to smile yet, so you just like show your teeth. Don't do that. Like, think of something and try to get yourself to smile, and say it every day until you believe it. So if I can remember it, I'll say it, but if not, I do have it written down. So you say, I'll just use myself. Dear Passion, I love you. You did the best you could today. And even if you didn't accomplish all you had planned, I love you anyway. So say that to yourself. Tell yourself it's okay not to be perfect, because I have that problem too. I'm a perfectionist, and I put a lot of pressure on myself to please everybody and put everybody else before myself. But sometimes you have to be selfish. You have to say, no, this is for me. I want this for me. And some people will get hurt and they will be sad or they'll be upset. But if they love you, they will realize that you need something for yourself. You have to give yourself something, give yourself time, so that you don't fall back into that pit of hopelessness and suicide and feeling like you have nothing in the world when you have yourself and you should love yourself. So you say that to yourself and you smile when you say it, and you be convincing. And if it helps, dress up real nice, look really good, do your hair, get a nice outfit. If you're a girl, do your makeup. I don't wear makeup. If you're a guy, I don't know what guys do. But like, make yourself look really nice and tell yourself you look good. If you're a girl, tell yourself you look pretty. If you're a guy, tell yourself you're the shit. Say you're handsome as fuck and all the girls will want you one day when you're rich and famous. I like to say that everybody will want me one day when I'm rich and famous. And right after you say that, usually you can say that at the end of the day. the mantra that I just gave you. And in the beginning of the day, when you're brushing your teeth and you're doing your hair and you're finished with all that and you're all dressed up and you're about to like go do something with your life, you can say, I love myself, I'm happy with myself, and I am enough. I usually say I'm enough first, but you just say those 3 things in the morning before you go out. That way you have it in your head that you are enough for you. You are the one that will make you happy. You are the one that can stop you from falling into that pit. And also, what I've been trying to do as well is take myself out for dates. Don't do what I did and spend $100 on clothes, though. That was a bad idea. Worth it, but a bad idea. But if you do go out and you want to spend money on yourself and you don't normally like spend a bunch of money on yourself, buy something that's really expensive. Not too expensive like I did, but like buy something that you wouldn't normally buy. Like I don't normally buy $20 jeans. If I can, I would get them for $10 or $12. I am cheap like that. But if you feel like buying a pair of $50 jeans or $30 shirt or like some new shoes for like, I don't know how expensive shoes are because I don't like shoe shopping, but like if you feel like you want it, know that you are worth it and you buy it for yourself because that's something you will do for yourself. You don't need anybody else to do anything for you because you are enough for yourself and you love yourself. And these are some of the things that I do that help me not fall into that pit of sadness and that pit of hopelessness, and it helps me not feel depressed. And I did that for 2 weeks before one of my incidents, and it worked really well. But I think I was talking to my ex and like something triggered me, but don't try to catch your triggers too. That's a good thing. Know what your triggers are and try to either come up with methods to cope with them. That way you don't let yourself feel bad, or just stay away from them altogether. One of my triggers is this will be another video, but is when I see like piercings or something that I want on a person with like this really great body or a body that I think is really great, and it makes me feel bad about myself. Well, what I do is I tell myself I could have a body like that too if I wasn't so fucking lazy. And I'm just like, well, I don't have to be lazy. And then I go do an exercise, or I go running, or I put down the cheeseburger. Yeah. But like that's one of my triggers, seeing something that I want on a person with a body that I want, or just seeing a body that I want. I'll talk about body image in another video. But these are just some things that you can do to deal with suicide for yourself, because the first step is to not fall into depression in the first place, because once you're in that pit, it becomes nearly impossible to get out on your own, and then you get deeper and deeper until you feel suicidal, or you feel hopeless. And you need to learn to be able to catch that or prevent it before it gets to that point, because you're not always going to have somebody nearby who you can talk to, or somebody who you feel comfortable talking to. You don't want to let yourself feel bad. Like my problem is I don't really like to go outside because I hate the sun. Sorry, I'm a vampire. Not really. But I don't go outside enough, and I probably should. So I've been locked in my room for weeks on end, not leaving. That's not good for people with depression, because that's also a way that you get left alone with your thoughts, and then you start thinking about like all your mistakes in life, and you feel bad, you feel sad, and you feel hopeless, and then suicidal. You don't want to do that, so don't stay in your room. But if you're dealing with suicide and you don't feel like you can try any of these things, or you can work on any of these things, it's best that you do seek some help from maybe a professional, because at that point, it becomes really dangerous. And you might not be lucky enough to fail at your attempt if you do attempt it. And you don't want to end up hurting your family and people who love you because you didn't want to get help at that time. So always try to get help from somewhere, from yourself, from a professional, from the people around you. But always start with yourself. Tell yourself how wonderful you are, how good you are, how awesome you are. List any and every accomplishment you've ever done, even if you won the spelling bee in 5th grade. That's fucking awesome. You can spell. Not many people can do that these days. But yeah, so I'm gonna wrap up. Suicide is a very serious thing. You should always, always, always be aware, research, recognize the signs and the symptoms, call somebody. I don't recommend Samaritans.org because if you email them, they don't reply fast enough. I recommend calling a hotline. So any of the hotlines in your respective country or anything, just you can Google them, they come up. Get the hotline number, put it on speed dial on your phone or have it written down somewhere where you always see it, and just know that there is somebody out there who will talk to you and who doesn't want you to hurt yourself or get hurt, okay? Just remember, you are loved. I love you. I think you're pretty or handsome. I say that because I want to be told that I'm pretty too. So who doesn't want to be told that they look nice? You're pretty. I like you. I love you. And I think you should live. Okay? Thank you for watching.